Former SIU lead investigator into Bosasa, Clint Oellermann, says it was disturbing to see that Bosasa seemed to have more information about their operations before they could share them. Oellermann was testifying at the State Capture Commission. He corroborated evidence given by Angelo Agrizzi. Bosasa was contracted by government to provide services to mainly correctional services. The Commission's heard from the former Bosasa Chief Operating Officer Angelo Agrizzi that Bosasa paid millions of rand to cabinet ministers and to other officials to avoid prosecution. Our senior political reporter Mzwandile Mbeje spent his day at that commission. Mzwandile, good evening to you. What was Clint Oellermann saying here?
Well, Stephen, he was basically saying Bosasa seemed to have prior knowledge of what is it that they were doing. These were investigators looking into all sorts of wrongdoings at Bosasa. But before they could do anything, they would just get a call to say, we know what is it that you're going to do. So he basically said that was quite a worry because it showed that someone inside was really providing that kind of information. I mean, the quick example, when they were to conduct a search and seizure project. So before they could do that, they were told, you know, we were coming to raid us. Can you just hold on for about 2 days? Interestingly, Steve, they also held off as well, so which was quite funny.
So you have a 10-year delay. I mean, the SIU is investigating for a full decade. I mean, nearly, the 12 years it takes a child to go through school. And there seems to be no explanation as to how this happened, apart from, perhaps, that it maybe corroborates what Angelo Agrizzi has said.
You know, the investigation started in 2007, Stephen, and it was concluded in 2009. So everything was ready to go to the court. But we only saw Angelo Agrizzi go to court now after he appeared at the State Capture Commission. So basically what was happening is that the kind of evidence that Agrizzi gave, that there were people really who knew what was happening, there were people who basically pulled the strings. So you can see it's somehow being corroborated, because how do you explain? I mean, when they asked the guy, Mr. Clinton, why it took so long, he says, you know what, as an investigator, it's absolutely incomprehensible. I actually don't understand why it's so long, because these things were concluded a long time ago.
Right, I mean, the SAU had a difficult history at the time. It didn't have a head for, I think, nearly over 18 months at the same time. There's also been testimony about security cameras. Someone actually testified about where they went and who they installed security cameras for.
Yes, basically what they did today was that the investigators of the commission, remember Richard Leroux, he actually will come to the commission tomorrow. Richard Leroux basically told the commission about the people that he installed the cameras. I mean, Gwedemandashe, Lindamti, Dudumieni. So what the commission did was to then verify all of those properties. So they went to the Eastern Cape to go to Mr. T's properties, and of course they went to Mr. Mandashe's properties and other people. So this evidence is not concluded yet. So they were able really to find some of the things that were spoken about. But the difficulty in other areas, Steve, was that they would find the properties locked, and some of the energizers that are locked inside, so you couldn't have access to them. But on the whole, they were able to really find some of the evidence that was being said there.
So in other words, this is the final technical detail. This is someone who actually went to someone's house and installed a security system for them and was working for Bosasa.
Absolutely. But then there's a little bit of a catch as well. I mean, towards the conclusion, the judge was a bit strong on how the investigators conducted these investigations, because in some instances, Stephen, they were saying, so I went to this bedroom and into that bedroom, and the judge said, you know what? So whatever you are doing, you must make sure that you don't violate what is supposed to be the rights of people. So that was very interesting. I mean, when I heard the judge say, you know what, do investigate, do the right thing, but all within the law.
Mzwandile Mbeje, thank you very much indeed. Our reporter today at the Zondo Commission. It's a piece of